guys, we got this great clip from one of our long content videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Enjoy. First, I want to talk about what was real estate like 8 years ago when you started, and then we'll talk about what's happened kind of in the last 3 years, because it's quite a change, right? So what was real estate like 8 years ago? So this is pre-Maria, going back to what, 2016, 2015, something like that? What was that like?
Well, basically, when I started, everyone was telling me, oh, you're gonna die of hunger, you know, you're not gonna sell nothing. And I'm like, okay, yeah. The way that when I partnered up with micorredor.com is the broker that I started with. He's very well known, a very nice guy. His name is Javier Rodriguez. And the way that he used to do the marketing, I learned from him a lot. He's very active on social media and CRMs and, you know, Zillow back then and Point to Homes. So I gathered all that knowledge and started working as a real estate agent. But I had to sell a property, beachfront property, something that it's like a gem that you need to find. Something that's highly desirable. Yeah. It was something that sometimes I had to give back the keys to the owner and tell them, you know what? For $50,000, let's say, a real example, in Playas del Yunque, I had one unit of 2 bedrooms in Playas del Yunque for $48,000. And I told the owner at that time, sorry, I'm gonna give you back the keys. That's not selling. And even though that we've marketed the property, we did videos and, you know, live videos on Facebook. You know, at that time was very new on the market to do the marketing.
Yeah, eight years ago, nobody was doing that.
No one was doing it. So I learned from him and he started with it. So it was something that you needed to market the properties very hard and be very into it. You know, 40, 50 showings to sell one property.
Wow.
Right now it's a whole different story.
Okay, so tell us about that. So this makes sense because when we came to the island, there was a lot of real estate on the market, lots of bank-owned stuff, lots of stuff that had been sitting for 4 or 5 years, even like on the market for 4 or 5 years with no offers. So we come in and we buy some stuff at really good prices. And then fast forward, our story is that everything's kind of started to go up. Like we feel like the market in 2019 started to improve. 2020, I thought it's going to drop again because of the big flu. And it just really sort of took off.
Funny story. Everyone thought that after the lockdown, properties were going to go down. I had clients that lost $500,000 in you know, bonuses and you know, stock market. And he sold his properties. He was going crazy. Right now, the properties that I sold to him and just right after the lockdown, they could sell right now for $2.5 million, and he sold them for, you know, $800,000 each.
Unbelievable, huh?
It's crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. So the change here on the market in Puerto Rico has really just kind of, it's phenomenal what's happened really since 2020. So 2020 was a catalyst for real estate all over the country, but it was really a catalyst for Puerto Rico because people were locked up and they couldn't travel. And the island of Puerto Rico, people figured it out somewhere in mid 2020 that, hey, I can get there on a driver's license. I don't need a passport. People were off of island, got to come home. So people like yourself, you said after Maria, you moved to Miami for a short time.
Yeah, basically I moved to Miami for a short time to get my Florida real estate license.
Okay.
But, you know, right after Maria, same thing that happened with the lockdown, the market started going up and people started buying properties and the market started moving. So I was going to start something new in Florida and everything was selling over here in Puerto Rico. So you know what, even though that I was in Miami, I was selling properties over here because I had clients that wanted to see properties and probably I would send them a video or a 360 virtual tour and they say, you know, I like the property, let's go see it. So I flew back to Puerto Rico, showed the property. And at some point I said, you know what, why I'm going to start something in Florida when I have my thing in Puerto Rico that it's moving right now like crazy.
And not only that, but the market was so low that we have a long way to go. Like there is quite a big lift to get to like mainland type prices. Not that we're going to get there anytime soon, but we are definitely headed that way. So housing is improving, prices are going up, the availability of credit is better, but there are still bargains out here. And so what do you see moving forward for the next 3 years now?
Well, Puerto Rico has received a lot of funds after the hurricane and the pandemic, and you know there's some money flowing. Plus we have the Act 60s and you know people investing, and that is really good because they're taking properties like the one that you bought in Santurce that it was in distress and
Yeah.
you know, the inside basically, not the outside, because it was a commercial building.
It's in incredible shape. It's probably in the best shape of anything we've ever bought. So.
Yeah, and basically, for example, right next to Cobian Plaza, I might have another listing that it might be for lease, but it's on distress, and it's like that. And people like you, that I really appreciate it, even though that many people don't like it. I do, because I rather live in a place that you can see nice properties, that you can walk by and see the building that is being painted in good shape. I don't want to live in a place that you go by and you see homeless and you see people that, you know, that have properties that are in distress, doesn't have windows and things like that. So I really appreciate what you're doing. And
Hey guys, thanks for watching that. Subscribe to our channel, watch this next, and then also check out the pinned content for more great content, guys. God bless.